Are you looking for the best Sony TVs? In this video we will look at some of the best Sony TVs. Before we get started with our video, we have included links in the description. So make sure you check those out to see which one is in your budget range. Number 5. Sony Bravia 7. 65-inch type, QLED, Mini LED, resolution, 4K, refresh rate, 120Hz, operating system, Google TV, HDR, Dolby Vision, HDR10, HLG. Gets incredibly bright. Fast and responsive for gaming. Excellent upscaling for watching lower resolution content. Viewing angles aren't the best. Lacks the contrast of OLED. For a more affordable but still excellent Sony TV, the Bravia 7 is a fantastic choice. It is an OLED, but its Mini LED backlighting gives it incredible brightness, making it an excellent TV for living rooms and daytime viewing. With the ability to get close to 2000 nits at its brightest, this is a TV that looks good with partial sunlight. It supports Dolby Vision and HDR10, so it's not only compatible with your favorite movies and TV shows, but it can really make the highlights jump off the screen. With its many dimming zones, too, blooming is rarely an issue. In gaming, you get a fast and responsive TV, with a high refresh rate and low input lag. It's not quite as responsive as OLED TVs, but it gets very close, bringing it down to just a few milliseconds. Response time is similarly fast, helping to make sure that fast-paced action is always visible. The only real downside of this TV is that it does have some image degradation at extreme viewing angles, so you'll get the best picture from sitting directly in front of it. Number 4. Sony Bravia 8. 65-inch type, OLED resolution, 4K, refresh rate, 120Hz, operating system, Google TV, HDR, Dolby Vision, HDR10, HLG. Gorgeous OLED contrast. Fast and responsive for gaming. Strong brightness. Colors not as vibrant as QD OLED. The Sony Bravia 8 is the best OLED Sony released in 2024. While it can't quite measure up to the A95L, it gets so close, and with a better price tag, it's well worth considering if you're on a tighter budget. It's a more traditional OLED TV, not the QD OLED of some other Sony OLED TVs, which means it doesn't have the quantum dot enhancement for its colors. However, that does make it a little brighter, helping it to stand out in brighter rooms and ensure that highlights, even on bright scenes, can still shine through. It has that gorgeous, near-infinite contrast of OLED too, giving it a real leg up over even the Bravia 9, and it enjoys an incredibly fast response time and input lag, making it stellar for gaming. It has 4 HDMI 2.1 ports which are all full bandwidth, letting you connect all your favorite gaming systems and UHD Blu-ray players. It has full support for variable refresh rates, too, and the out-of-the-box calibration is excellent, so you needn't mess with the settings on this TV. Just unbox it and start enjoying it right away. Isaac's tested the Bravia 8 TV for a few weeks. She says, the Sony Bravia 8 requires some finagling to get the picture settings right, but when it's fully set up, it showcases a great picture. Colors really pop on this panel, with games like Stardew Valley and The Legend of Zelda, echoes of wisdom responsive on-screen during gameplay. Number 3. Sony Bravia 9. 65-inch type, QD OLED resolution, 4K, refresh rate, 120Hz, operating system, Google TV, HDR, Dolby Vision, HDR10, HLG. Incredibly bright. Fast and responsive for gaming. Impressive contrast that almost rivals OLED. Still not quite as high contrast as OLED. Sony showed with the Bravia 9 that you can really close the contrast gap between Mini LED and OLED if you make the TV right. It's been hailed by some as the OLED killer for how much it has the best of both worlds. Impressive contrast, incredible brightness, vibrant colors, it's all there. It's not quite as fast for gaming as OLED, and the contrast isn't quite as impressive, but it's very close. The added brightness is a game changer, making colors and HDR highlights really pop of the screen. It also makes this TV stellar for bright room use. With a massive number of local dimming zones and fine-tuned brightness control of the LEDs, that brightness is applied very specifically, making this TV's HDR incredibly nuanced with very limited blooming. While there's no HDR10 Plus support, you get HDR10 and Dolby Vision, which give you great coverage across a wide range of TV and movies. For gaming, this TV is one of the best, too. It has a fast response time and refresh rate, and an incredibly low input lag, so it's fantastic for competitive play. It also has several full HDMI 2.1 ports for connecting all your consoles, PCs and A/V equipment. During a hands-on, Isaacs found it to have a gorgeous contrast. The Sony Bravia 9's bright picture excels when it comes to vivid scenes. It can handle sunny living rooms while showcasing a wide range of colors. And, since it's a Sony panel, PlayStation 5 owners can enjoy a host of gaming features dedicated to the console on this TV. Number 2. Sony Bravia 3. 43-inch Type LED resolution, 4K refresh rate, 60 Hz operating system, Google TV HDR, Dolby Vision, HDR10, HLG. Low input lag is a real boon during gaming. No image degradation at wide angles. Strong upscaling for watching live TV or older movies. Doesn't get particularly bright. Sony's entry-level Bravia 3 is still a capable modern TV with a few bells and whistles that make it a good buy for anyone looking for a Sony TV on a tighter budget. Sony TVs don't typically come cheap, even at this scale, so for the money this TV isn't particularly big. It's available at larger sizes, but that does send the price much closer to its higher-end alternatives, and at that point you might as well target one of them instead. Still, whatever size of Bravia 3 you buy, you'll be able to enjoy it with friends, as the viewing angles on this TV are excellent. The brightness and contrast on this TV aren't great, however, so it's better viewed in darker rooms to make the most of it. There is HDR support too, so while it's not super vibrant, there are still notable highlights in some scenes. The blooming is present in high contrast scenes. There's no high refresh rate for gaming, but the input lag is very low, so you shouldn't have to lead your actions in game. The upscaling is great, as with most Sony TVs, so lower resolution content looks much better than it would on older TVs. Number 1. Sony A95L. 65-inch Type QD-OLED resolution, 4K refresh rate, 120 Hz operating system, Google TV HDR, Dolby Vision, HDR10, HLG. Impressive brightness and excellent HDR support. Fast and responsive for gaming. Incredible contrast and vibrant colors. Expensive. Is a last-generation design. Sony's latest Bravia TVs are amazing, but they can't quite measure up to Sony's best TV that also happens to be from 2023, the A95L. This TV is based on QD-OLED technology, so offers the best of both worlds, incredible contrast and per-pixel control of OLED, with the additional color vibrancy of quantum dots. Despite being in OLED which are historically darker, this TV gets super bright, which allows it to make HDR highlights really pop, and makes this TV usable in bright rooms even if it will always look its best with the lights off. For gaming, Sony's TVs are some of the best, and this A95L is right up there with the best gaming TVs. It has two full bandwidth HDMI 2.1 ports for 4K 120Hz gameplay on consoles and gaming PCs, and it has almost zero input lag so you aren't held back in competitive play. With a fast response time and refresh rate, you'll have the most up-to-date information, making this a great TV for playing couch co-op or online games. It's expensive, but this is about as good as OLED gets, minus some minor quality of life features on some newer models. During a hands-on, consumer tech editor Rebecca Isaacs also noted how crisp the picture was on the A95L. During video playback of the Tokyo skyline, I could see every detail on the city's buildings and streets. It has some of the deepest, inkiest blacks I've seen on a panel. It also gets bright enough to enjoy in a fairly sunny living space.